Welcome! We are the Seddon family. We sold our farm in Alaska and we're currently traveling on the eastern seaboard of the U.S. in our Hunter 466 sailboat. We spent the last hurricane season at Brunswick Landing Marina in Georgia and plan to begin our next journey in November of 2021. But we experienced a few unexpected delays that kept us in place through mid-January of 2022. We spent the last half of January preparing by doing last-minute shopping and maintenance for the upcoming journey south. This past Christmas, we bought ourselves a drone to catch aerial footage. We've spent hours learning to fly it, mostly practicing on land takeoffs and returns by hand launching and hand catching. Our goal is to be able to fly the drone from a moving sailboat over the water without crashing into the rigging, sails, or the ocean. Sorry to say, our photography skills will take a back seat for a while. Other purchases included an electric scooter. This will be invaluable for shopping and getting around on land. Our scooter will carry Cam at least 10 miles on a charge with a loaded backpack. We also acquired a lobster loop, spear gun, wetsuits, and a new water maker. The water maker can turn salty seawater into fresh drinking water. Our boat can carry 200 gallons of fresh water, but with 4 people aboard, that doesn't go far. We bought fancy new fishing lures to help break the Seddon fishing curse, a new snorkel mask for Brock's growing face, and lots of groceries. Once the groceries are stored away, it's time to do the last-minute maintenance and engine checks. This is a mess, and look what it does to the boat on maintenance day.
Yeah, diesel loves their oil like a sailor loves his rum.
Yes, they do. Why is that, Captain Ron?
Well, nobody knows.
Huh.
After some last-minute details, we are ready to go. Almost. Now all we have to do is wait for the right weather window to travel. It's been below freezing and we would like sunshine, warmth, and fair winds, or at least 2 out of the 3.
Well, not a lot of surprises this week. We're going to have some highs in the mid to upper 70s and things are going to cool down to about 50 degrees or so each night. So not quite swimming season just yet, but we're getting there. Let's take a look at the nation. We've been tracking a small cold front that's been moving in from the northwest here, and what's that? Okay, it sounds as though the cold front has expanded in size, and you can see that here. Okay, and it looks like it's continuing to grow. Look at that. Oh, it appears that a storm has started to gather as well, but fortunately it doesn't look too serious. Okay, it's actually becoming a little serious. The 5-day forecast. Highs will now be in the upper 10s with lows in the negative 20s, and if you look on Tuesday, there's a slight chance of death.
On January 31st, we were done waiting. The ice on our boat told us it was time to throw off those lines and just go. We had the sunshine, we had the light wind, and as the day progressed, we had warmth at 63 degrees. We chose the anchorage behind Cumberland for our first night. We went on the outside on the Atlantic Ocean. Unlike our previous visits to Cumberland Island, oops, wrong island, here we are. We won't be visiting the island to play. Tomorrow, we'll head for our next anchorage. And that will be Pine Island on the ICW north of St. Augustine. We start by going out in the ocean, but then head into the ICW through the St. John's Inlet. We really enjoy the sights along the inner route, despite all the bridges we have to go under and the traffic we encounter. After a peaceful night anchored at Pine Island, we headed into St. Augustine. It only took us a couple of hours and we opted for a mooring ball in town. We took a water taxi in for the showers and when faced with a long wait to get back, decided to take a walk through town. It was 75 degrees that afternoon. We were trying to lose weight, and the exercise would do us good. Oops, so much for that diet. We shared a cheesy jalapeno pretzel and a stuffed bacon pretzel. That wasn't so bad. But then there was this lovely ice cream shop. We didn't share this time. I guess we should give up walking next time. This really didn't help us. To make things worse, look at what Cam's shirt says. At least our polite water taxi pilot was too polite to say how much our increased weight affected the taxi. On the fourth day of our journey, we left St. Augustine in the dark with light fog because we had a long ways to go. It wasn't so much the distance as it was the number of bridges we had to pass under, and we didn't know how many of them we would have to stop and wait so that the tide would be in our favor. After the sun came up, the dolphins came out to play. We timed the tides and bridges carefully and went under most with ease, but fast currents in our favor brought us to Seabreeze Bridge in Daytona too early. This bridge, the first of 4 in a row, did not have enough clearance for our mast. We pulled aside and anchored long enough for the water to drop and allow us through. We anchored south of the Harris-Saxon Bridge for the night before taking the last leg of the trip to Titusville. All Over Canal is one of my favorite spots on the ICW, and it connects the Mosquito Lagoon to the Banana River. There are perks and boat launches on both sides. Once we passed through, our sails went up and we enjoyed a fast entrance into Titusville. After 5 straight days of travel, we took a break in Titusville to do laundry and take showers. We weren't staying long enough to get out the dinghy, so we inflated Brock's kayak and used that. After a day of rest and chores, we pulled into the marina for fuel, fresh water, and a pump out. Then we were off for Melbourne. We had 7 bridges before us today. We only had concerns about one because we weren't approaching at low tide. We need almost 64 feet to clear, and the West Merritt Isle Causeway didn't quite give that. We made it through and noticed the signals that the evening sky was giving us. Tomorrow might be wet, rainy, and windy. We stayed 2 nights anchored south of the Melbourne Bridge to let the storm blow itself out. It was still raining when we left the following morning for Fort Pierce. And here is the dreaded Wabasso Bridge. After passing under it at the lowest tide possible, we have come to the conclusion that the tide boards read incorrectly. We never even touched our antenna when it read less than 63 feet. The rest of the trip to Fort Pierce was uneventful and beautiful. Nature abounded with birds, dolphins, and manatees. We anchored between the North and South Causeway bridges next to a lovely little island with sandy beaches. We couldn't wait to go exploring the next day and made plans while the sun went down. You followed us from Brunswick, Georgia to Fort Pierce, Florida. Thank you for allowing us to share our journey, and we invite you to watch the next video as we explore Fort Pierce and all that it has to offer. Thank you.